was getting into this lady at work, right? And I was a young black woman. She's an older white lady. And I was getting into it with her. And the long story is short is, she was a heifer. Action. So, I'm going off my notes, y'all. And I'm a little tipsy. So bear with me. But today's topic is 3 things that I would tell my 21-year-old self. And it's not going to be the things that you think that you would tell yourself. I literally turned 40 today. And these are the things. So happy birthday to me. Let's start there. Happy birthday to me. But these are the 3 things that I would tell myself if that I feel like nobody told me, but they told me, but I didn't listen. But I want y'all to listen on today. If you're in your 20s, if you know somebody in your 20s, tell them these things. First things first. Nothing goes according to plan. Am I right? I'm sitting here with my husband, y'all. Nothing goes according to plan. When I was 21 years old, I was in my last year of college, and guess what? Your girl ran out of money, and she had to drop out. That was not according to my plans. And that sucked. And it took me 7 long years to finish my bachelor's degree. Now, do I regret those things? Did I learn things along the way? Sure. But it still sucked. Okay, so I wish somebody had kind of just told me, hey, look, you know, be prepared for if things don't go as planned. Be prepared for if things don't go like you think they're going to go. Because 9 times out of 10, they not. So be ready to pivot. Be ready to pivot. Another thing that happened when I was in my 20s that definitely did not go according to plan was I freaking got married when I was like 22, I think. And I definitely was divorced 2 years later. 3 years later, something like that. Biggest mistake, but blessing low key in my life, because here's the thing: the things don't go according to plan. You regret some of it, but for the most part, you learn something. If you're smart, am I right? If you're smart, you're gonna learn from it. Like, yes, I had a son, and yes, I learned a lot, and it was a lot that happened after being divorced, and it was a lot of pain. It was a lot of beating myself up. It was a lot of regret. It was a lot of wondering how my son would think, this, that, and the third. But the thing about it is, man, I definitely went into that marriage thinking, oh, we're going to be married for the rest of our lives. And we wasn't. So, like, nothing goes according to plan. Nothing. I'm trying to figure out what has ever went according to plan. At least not according to my plan. God's plan for sure, but not according to mine. Another thing that I would say that matters, or that I would do differently, or wish somebody had told me, like, I feel like it's along the lines of being yourself and being true to yourself, and not tripping off of if somebody don't like you for yourself. That's kind of what it all encompasses, because my daddy straight up taught me that if a person don't like you for you, screw them. And I know what he was trying to say when he said that. He basically was trying to say, you know, just forget them. Like, you great. You are fantastic. And I feel like I've had that mentality, but somewhere along the lines in the 20s, it slipped away. Something happened and it slipped away. So, and it didn't come back. It didn't return to me until I was about 33 years old. And I'll tell you when it returned, just because I was like 33 years old. I was at a meeting with my boss, my coworker, and the VP. And I was sitting in their office, and I'm just gonna say what really happened. They was all white, and I was the only black person. My coworker was like in her 20s, and I felt like inferior, because I was like 7 years older. I didn't know some of the new stuff, you know. I'm black, they white. And that be a thing, you know. It's always a thing when you are the oddball out, or unless you passed over that in life and don't really think about that kind of stuff. But I thought about it, and so we was in the office and we was having our meeting, and we was talking about all the stuff that we need to accomplish. And my coworker, she kept on saying, "Oh yeah, I can do that. Oh yeah, I can do that, and I can do that, and I can do this, and I can do that," and it just was making me feel just like a dummy. Like, it just would make me feel like a dummy. And I could tell my boss kind of was picking up on me, feeling like, I'll tell you where your exit at, okay? It's not yet. I could tell she was picking up on it, and she was like, well, Alexia can do that. And then finally, once the meeting was over with, got in my car, drove home, and I remember I just snapped out of it. And I said to myself on that drive, from now on, if don't nobody like me for me, screw it. And from then on, in the workplace, no matter where I went, I was me. I was Lexi. Now, of course, I'm gonna act a little different in front of my like friends and family or whatever because I'm loose. But depending on the setting, I'm still gonna be genuine and true to who I am. And I really feel like if somebody had told me a long time ago in corporate America or in the workplace or wherever it is around people who are different from you, being authentically you and being confident in who you are, that's where the money is. That's what's going to take you further. And not only is it going to take you somewhere, it's going to make you feel good about yourself. And I really feel like if somebody had to like just kind of drill that in my head, I wouldn't have felt those feelings, and I wouldn't have felt like inferior. I wouldn't have felt like a loser like I felt like that day. And this also relates to personal, because there are plenty of relationships that I was in before my first marriage and before my second marriage, mainly before my first marriage, but that I didn't be true to myself and I didn't like be me. And I'm gonna tell y'all, like, there are times where I wanted to say no, or I wanted to say nah, I didn't want to do that, or I wanted to do this, that I just went on ahead and went with it. And I didn't want to go with it. And I urge you, nigga, don't go with it. Don't go with it. Stand up for yourself. Say what you need to say. Say no, or say no, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to go that way, or say you need to put on the condom, or say no, I don't want to do that right now. Like, speak up. As strong-willed and as strong-minded as I thought I was, I had some serious moments where I wasn't. And it sucks to look back on it, but I wish I had just stood up for myself and just not cared what somebody had to say afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Or if the dude didn't want to talk to me no more or whatever. Because where he at now? Men and women go through that. The third thing I wanted to tell y'all, what I wish somebody had told me back in my 20s, and a lot of people might not agree with this, but learn how to manipulate. He said no. Manipulation is the negative word for it. But what it really is like, learn how to get what you want. Learn how to get what you want.
Nice.
Here's a great example. This is what I mean by get what I want. This is the strip mall we went into. What I mean is, let me give you an example. I was getting into it, straight ahead. I was getting into it with this lady at work, right? And I was a young black woman. She's an older white lady. And I was getting into it with her. And the long story is short is, she was already just mad, period. I got a whole nother video on the channel, I think. If not on this channel, on another channel, I'll link it to y'all. I got a whole nother video talking about this lady in the co-worker space that went crazy on me. But anyway, long story short, she was a heifer. And she was being a heifer, and she was in a work environment that was unfair to her, and she was taking it out on me. And I didn't do anything wrong. I promise you, I didn't do nothing wrong to her. She just didn't like my boss. So byproduct, she didn't like me. So anyway, one day we got into it. Like, not got into it, but like I could tell like it was a disagreement via email and stuff. And so she told the VP on me. The VP was the big boss. So she told the big boss that Alexia was being, unhelpful or whatever. And I was like, no, I wasn't. Like, I'm trying to help you, but you're the one being a heifer. So I said to myself, wow, this is not going right. This is not going right. And this is why I say manipulation, low-key, straightening around to half-price books. This is why I say manipulation / learn how to get what you want. So what I did is I went over to her office. Shout out to my friend who told me to do this. She suggested it to me. That's another thing. Keep people in your circle who matter and who's gonna like help you, and this is not fake or whatever. So she told me to go over there and apologize to her, and once you apologize to her, go tell the VP. I said, okay, that's a good idea. So I went over there to that lady's office. I knocked on her office, and she was like, I was like, can I talk to you? She was like, no, you got to make a meeting. I was like, I should have known that. So I scheduled a meeting with her, and then I went over there. I just did what she said. Went over there with our meeting time, and I told her, hey, let me just make up a name, Becky. I said, hey, Becky, I came over here. I said, because I wanted to let you know that I'm sorry for whatever it is that I did to you. I didn't mean to do anything wrong. I don't want to ruffle your feathers. I don't want to have a bad work relationship or nothing. And I really do want to move forward in a positive way. And I want us to have a good working relationship. So I just wanted to reach out and extend just my apologies. And I was like, I don't know. You don't have to tell me what it was. I was like, but I just know that I'm sorry and I don't want us to keep going in this direction. Girl, when I tell you that heifer ate that up, she ate that up. Did I mean it? Hell no. Hell no, I didn't mean that. But what I did go, I went right clean back to the VP office and I said, and I said, hey, I just apologized to her. I think we should be good going forward. Do you know this man told me, oh my gosh, I'm so happy, Lexi, I could cry. Because he hated conflict. But that's what I mean when I say the art of manipulation. Okay? It just simply means learn how to get what you want. I'm not telling you to do nothing terrible, but I'm telling you learn how to win friends and influence people. It's literally a whole book written about this, okay? Now do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay. Ooh, it's hot out here. So those are the 3 things that I would do, or that I wish somebody had taught me when I was in my 20s. 1, nothing goes according to plan. Absolutely nothing. 2, stand up for yourself, period. Point blank, in any situation. I don't care how uncomfortable it is. I would rather be, I'm not going to be uncomfortable for somebody else's comfortability. That's what I wanted to say. I would sure not be. And then 3, learn how to get what you want by using manipulation. And I hate to use that term, but it is what it is. Now I'm in a bookstore and I don't regret my 20s. I don't regret none of it. But I do wish that I had that mindset earlier in my 20s instead of like in my late 30s. So let me know what you regret. Let me know what you wish you knew. Drop in the comments, and I'll see y'all on my next video.